I'm Miriam from the Brenner's Mechanic Physical Therapy Clinic. Today we're talking about eccentric quad strengthening. This is specific for strengthening for downhill. Working the quad eccentrically is a little bit different. When we go downhill, we actually have to use the quad muscle to soften impact, and it actually has to work a little bit harder than some of our uphill work. So today we're going to focus on how to strengthen the quad for downhill running. Tara's going to help us today, and we're going to work on what's called a single leg squat. You'll balance on one leg, and I have the chair position behind Tara because as you go down into your squat, you want the hip to slowly sit back for a count of 3. Nice and slow. Put the other foot down to come back up. So we're just working that descent phase of the exercise. We're going to go ahead and do 2 more, and I'll talk you through it. Balancing on one leg, sitting back into the hip for 1, 2, 3. And then the other leg down and coming back up for your concentric phase. Last time, balance on one leg, sitting back like you're sitting in a chair. 1, 2, 3. And then using the other leg to stand up. Okay, great. This is another option. If doing the single leg squat is uncomfortable or causes pain with the knee, this is a great option for eccentrically strengthening the quad, but making it a little bit less taxing on the knee joint. You can do this on a quad machine, or if you have an ankle weight, that will work also. You want a weight that feels challenging, so give yourself a time to practice with that. What you'll do is put the weight on the ankle. Use the opposite leg to go underneath the ankle of the weighted leg and help assist the leg to completely straighten. Good. In that position, you'll get your quad tight, hold the knee in extension, and keep the toe flexed. For a count of 3, just like the single leg squats, you'll hold the knee in place and slowly lower as you bend the knee. 1, 2, 3 to lower. Again, you'll do about 10 repetitions, 3 sets. Okay. The second exercise for the eccentric downhill program is soft jumping. This is something that you can do from a very small step, and then if you want to increase your challenge, you can go to a larger step. The technique is, if you want to do this with a little bit more eccentric quad function, is when you land, you want to land like you're landing on marshmallows. The knees and the hips will be bent and you land soft. So try to decrease your thud as much as possible. There definitely will be a thud because you're jumping, but when you land soft, okay? So we'll show you examples from 2 size steps. 1, 2, 3, and perfect. Great. We'll go ahead and repeat this 2 or 3 times while I talk. You'll notice that both Liza and Emily have good hip flexion when they jump. And when they land into their hips. Their hips are bent back like they're doing a squat. We'll do that one more time. Soft landing. Lovely. Very good. This is a nice third exercise for the eccentric squat program. Again, we're going to focus on going slow. I call this a row and reach or Superman flamingo, and I'll explain that as we go. So you start in almost a flamingo position with a cable. Good, and bring the opposite knee up. From that position, you're going to slowly start to go into your squat. 1, 2, 3, as you elongate the body, and then pull back into flamingo. Good. Liza's going to do 2 or 3 more. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, and then pull back into flamingo. That was perfect. We're going to show the eccentric row and reach with a band because I know not everyone has access to a cable machine. These are very common machines at the gym, so if you haven't seen one, look around. They're usually there, but they're usually underutilized, so it's great to get on the wait in line for them. But if you don't have a cable machine or a gym membership, you can just use a band. You can get these from Amazon or your local physical therapist. Again, you'll start again in the flamingo position. Good. For a count of 3, go into the squat. 1, 2, 3, and reach forward. And then bring the band back to your waist to the flamingo position and tall. Great. Let's do that one more time. Good. 1, 2, 3, and then back to flamingo. Perfect. All right. I'm going to talk about some general form techniques with downhill running. One thing to remember with downhill running, it always involves more impact than uphill running or on flat ground. This is because as we run downhill, the ground is obviously falling away from us. This places the knee already in a more extended position as we land. There are a couple things that we can do to help attenuate those forces. One thing you can do is gently lean into the hill. I know that seems contrary to what you would think you would do when you're going downhill, but if you can lean into the hill slightly and still have control, this will help you land with a more flexed knee. So you'll lean into the hill and cycle as quickly as you can with the feet underneath you. One thing we tend to do, which does increase impact, is to lean away from the hill. If we do that, if we lean back and we brake, the knee is landing in a more extended position and causing more impact. So if you can, based on the terrain, gently lean into the hill and try to cycle the feet quickly underneath you to land softer.